Hij trok zich een winter lang terug in een berghut in Wisconsin en kwam buiten met een juweel van een plaat. Vorige vrijdag ontdooide hij een uitverkochte botaniek in Brussel met een magistraal optreden. Uw applaus voor Bon Iver, alias Justin Vernon. Justin,
hi.
Shall I introduce the other guests to you? That's a cook. Those two are musical singers. That's a physician, and this one is Stanny Kratz.
We're a well-rounded group of people. Then.
Yes. You performed last Friday at the Botanique in Brussels. Was it a good gig?
Yes, it was. It was a beautiful room, beautiful crowd.
Yeah, everyone was enthusiastic as well, I heard. Yeah.
It was special.
How long have you been touring now?
Most of the year. I've been home for like 10 weeks this whole year, since January. So we've been on the road the rest of the time.
Mostly in Europe, or?
Half and half in North America, and in Europe, about half split.
Was it the first time that you were touring abroad?
Yeah.
And?
It was good. It was good, but it was a lot to learn really quickly, you know. But we've managed, me and the guys have managed to keep a good head on our shoulders, I think.
Your album, Forever Ago, is acclaimed as one of the best albums of 2008 already. Did that surprise you?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, again, I think that it's happened so relatively quickly, and it's really humbling to be amongst, you know, the names of musicians that I've looked up to my whole life, you know, and to see my name in print next to theirs is really incredible.
It's a beautiful record, and it's an exceptional name. Where does the name Bon Iver come from?
For me, it was, I heard it, I didn't know it was a French term when I heard it, and but when I heard it, it was part of a kind of a fable or a story about a town in Alaska, about when the first snow falls every year, they kind of come out of their houses and gather in the town square and just sort of like hug and kiss, and they wish each other a good winter, you know, Bon Iver.
Are they French-speaking over there?
They're not French-speaking, but that to me even grabbed me more about the phrase that you know, they had to use something from a different language to describe something so delicate. So if I said back home in the States, if I said good winter to somebody, they'd be like, what? But to me, you know, Bon Iver was a greeting and like a appreciation of winter and kind of where I come from and the people that come from there as well.
But I guess over here in Europe, some people might have thought it was your real name and called you, hi.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I get a lot of that.
Like Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Not like that, Jovi.
Justin, you recorded your album in a peculiar place, in a cabin. This is the cabin. Where is it exactly?
It's in northwestern Wisconsin, about an hour north of where I'm from. Kind of in the middle of nowhere.
And how did you end up there?
It's a cabin my dad built in 1978 by himself, and he's just sort of kept a sawmill there and a tractor, and for 25 years he's been going up there and kind of just being in the woods, and so I asked him if I could do that.
You just wanted some seclusion?
Yeah, I just needed a break and wanted to just be away from everything for a couple months, you know, and clear my head, and in the process, I guess, started recording some songs.
But is it like out in the sticks?
Yeah, it's really far from anything.
But is there electricity?
Yeah, there's electricity. You know, it's definitely the mythology of the trip to the cabin for Justin has been sort of maybe over-exemplified or anything. But, I mean, really, the truth of the matter is that it was really far away from anything, and I was there by myself for a really long time, and that was the special thing for me. It was really necessary.
It also was very physical out in the woods there, because you had to chop your own firewood.
Yeah, well, not too big a deal, but.
Was it therapeutical, or this chopping of wood?
Yeah, it takes your mind off something. Yeah.
But you were not alone there, because I saw some other people there as well.
Oh yeah, that's from the music video shoot. That's all fake.
That was afterwards.
No. That was my friend that had visited me.
But all the while you were up there, nobody dropped by to come and see you?
My dad dropped by. And actually the guy in the video there dropped by as well. But I never really left. And so my dad would come by once a week to make sure I hadn't died or drank all the whiskey. Or, so.
There is also, one of the tracks is called Wolves. Does it have anything to do with wild animals roaming around there? Or,
I think,
or is it a metaphor?
I mean, it's a bit of both. I mean, the things that you're afraid of are the things that you either run to or run away from. And
I must say, I listened to the song and then I tried to read the lyrics, but frankly, I don't have a clue what it's all about.
Well, it's. I think that mystery that is associated with somebody's fears about love or longing or wanting to get over something and become, who they want to be. I think those mysteries and those pains and those fears are what, build people. And that's what that song's kind of about trying to wrestle those wolves in this case,
Were there wolves around there?
There are coyotes, yeah. I never had to run. They kind of stay away from you because you're big and you have a chainsaw. But they don't come near you, really. They don't mess with you.
So what did you do for food there?
We had a lot of deer meat from our annual deer hunt, and then just like potatoes and...
How do you cook your deer?
Very simply. But usually just with a loin, you just take it and put butter on it and cook it up.
What is your recipe for deer?
Yeah, the loin is great, but also the other parts are really fantastic. Like the bouten, mag ik veel mee. Dat vind ik super stuk.
The buttocks. I don't know what it would call.
We use it all.
De dikke bil van de bout.
Wat maak je daarbij klaar dan?
Ja, want die is eigenlijk hard is mega duur geworden. Dus we moeten eigenlijk van die filets en zo, dat is het super.
Apparently it's really expensive over here.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
Can't afford it.
It's not. It's very cheap when you go hunting. So.
Ja, dus we werken nu eigenlijk de filets, die mag je... Ja, die zijn enorm duur aan het worden, dus we worden een beetje verplicht om naar andere stukken van het hert te grijpen.
Het gewei en zo.
He says it's so expensive, we have to look for the less expensive parts, and he says what is it, the horns?
The legs.
We also saw you in hunting attire, and what I find it rather conspicuous. I mean, isn't the whole point about hunting that you sort of camouflage yourself?
Well,
or is there a lot of traffic over there?
No. It's mostly there's so many hunters in Wisconsin. There's like 300,000 hunters.
And you're getting shot all the time by other hunters.
Yeah.
And that's the reason.
Yeah. So you have to. It's pretty strict. What you have to wear. If you wear a hat, it has to be orange. You can't wear a hat if it's not orange.
That's why evolution in Wisconsin will produce orange deer.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually they will be orange. Yeah.
Or you can be a fan of a Dutch soccer team.
Yeah. That's what it was, actually. It's a Dutch soccer uniform.
That's the reason to get shot in Belgium.
But are you an avid hunter? I mean, do you regularly go out hunting? Or?
No, it's not. It's not something that I grew up, as a ego thing or something that I was amazingly proud of. But it did become a family tradition, and I'm not a vegetarian, but getting your meat that way, while it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard to take an animal's life, but you realize at the end of the day that when you are eating meat, ultimately you've taken that life of that animal, and it's just something more beautiful or appropriate about hunting, as far as eating the meat.
Justin, you're going to sing and play for us. What will you be singing?
A song called Lump Sum.
And what is it about?
It's kind of about my journey and my path returning to Wisconsin and wondering what was going to happen. It was written at the beginning of my trip, and it was sort of like opening the box and kind of looking inside and what's going to happen to me here, because I know something's going to happen because I'm going to be by myself for 3 months. And so that's what that song's about.
I'm just going to tell people who missed you in the Botaniek that they can see you again. Want hij komt terug op 6 december en dan speelt en zingt hij in de Vooruit in Gent. Justin, it was an honor having you.
Thank
Could you
you
please go to the stage?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Justin Vernon.